Hey core reporters, welcome back to my channel. So there has been a little bit of a leak in terms of the deposition that Kail recently sat down for in her defamation lawsuit against her Teen Mom 2 co-star Briana Dejesus. So Briana Dejesus' lawyers were able to depose her the other day, and the Sun got a copy of the transcripts, and wow, did Kail ever go in on her baby daddy Chris Lopez. She called him abusive, which, you know, is predictable. She has been saying that for a very long time. And Chris has shown, tendencies to be at the very least emotionally abusive. She says that a lot of the stuff that comes out of his mouth is untrue, like the police report he filed claiming that she, went into his mother's house and put the paws on him over a haircut for their son, Lux. And then she said that he almost ended her in 2019 as well. She did not she might have provided details on what she meant by that, but they might have been part of the pieces of the deposition that were ultimately redacted. The Sun is reporting that they did not manage to read everything she said because certain portions of her testimony were indeed redacted. And, it makes sense, right? Chris Lopez has narcissistic tendencies and that he does not parent for his children, but for himself. And I said, all right, girl, go in. So here's the thing, you guys. Even if Chris Lopez lied in that police report, I don't think that would necessarily damage Brianna's case, because at the end of the day, she and Chris had or have a friendship. And, in friendships, we trust our friends, right? And we believe that they're telling us the truth when they speak to us. So if your friend told you that they got, slapped or whatever by somebody, you would automatically believe them, most likely, right? I know I would with my friends. I trust them and I would believe them, and I'd be like, oh my God, like, what the heck? Give me the details. Are you okay? Like, what can I do for you? You know what I mean? And so I think that she's got that going for her. And then at the end of the day, Chris ultimately wound up filing a police report. And it is illegal to file a false police report, okay? And so when someone is your friend, they tell you something happened, 99% of us automatically believe them, right? And then when they go and file a police report, then you're like, okay, like, you were totally serious about this and you want justice for what, happened to you and stuff like that. And then the press was really heavily reporting on this as well. So it was already public knowledge. So it's not like Brianna like broke this news, and this Brianna saying it is what put it out there in the atmosphere for Kail to damage her business relationships or anything like that. So I think with all those three things, at the end of the day, I believe that Brianna is still protected in that respect. But now at this point, I feel like it's just interesting to see what everybody's going to say under deposition, right? Like, I am personally really looking forward to hearing what it is that Chris says. I wonder if Brianna's lawyer or Kail's lawyer even are going to talk about, the validity of his police report, and if he's going to admit if it was indeed false, admit to that. Or if it wasn't a false report, double down and say, no, this is what happened, and like really recount his version of events as well. Here's the thing though. When Chris filed the police report, he said that he had family members as witnesses. And I don't know that I believe that his family members or anybody would knowingly lie to the police, right? Because again, it is illegal to do that. So I just don't see anybody doing that. So I think that probably helps him in his case. But either way, to me, that's irrelevant to what it is that Brianna said online. Brianna said that she was upset that instead of filming about this legal situation that Kail had going on, she was filming about wallpaper. And at the end of the day, I still think that was a fair statement for her to make. Whether the technicalities of how Kail allegedly popped Chris were incorrect in Brianna's, tweet or whatever, her Instagram rant. At the end of the day, if Kail popped Chris, Kail popped Chris, and that's all that Brianna was saying. So I'm going to, I digress there, but I don't want to digress too much. I want to just focus on the heart of the issue, which is that Kail was not featured in an episode of Teen Mom. Brianna and Jade got extra footage or extra scenes to make up for that because Kail did not have anything interesting going on that season, right? She was not filming about this offensive touching situation with Chris, and Brianna was helping Jade recover from her BBL, which is a very dramatic ordeal, and it was very interesting for television. And Brianna bragged about that, right? She said, well, maybe if Kail was talking about that little, police situation she's got going on, instead of the wallpaper, she would have had her own scene this episode, which I think is true and I think it's funny. You know, maybe she took it a step too far by saying that Kail broke into Chris's mom's house to put the pause on him. But at the end of the day, she was just speaking on an issue that was already widely publicized at the time, which is that Kail caught a charge for allegedly putting the pause on Chris. Chris filed a police report and everything. And Chris talked to Brianna privately about it as well. So she really got the insider information from at least one side here, right? So, you know, it is what it is. Again, at the end of the day, I don't think that this lawsuit is going to go in Kail's favor. I don't think it's going to go the way Kail wants it to go. You know, I really don't. But, you know, the crazy things have happened in the legal world, right? Where you think one thing is going to go 1,000% a certain way, and then boom, you get hit with like a surprise. So you really never know at the end of the day. But listen, I'm looking forward to hearing Brianna's deposition, and I'm looking forward to hearing Chris Lopez's definition. Just a reminder for you guys, Brianna filed to get a restraining order against Kail's lawyers, asking certain questions about her intimate life or those things being published. I forgot which one it was, but I have a video on it. So, you know, there's still no ruling about whether or not questions about whether or not Brianna might have slept with Chris can be asked in the deposition, but let's stay tuned for that, okay? I'm gonna have updates on all of these things. So if you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed and come along for the ride. Stay tuned, okay? That's all for now, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and